Hello, everybody. It's Becky again at Beck's Creations. I'm going to see how long my voice holds out. Hopefully, long enough for us to do a prompt game to create a deck of cards for the 52 prompts that I have in my Facebook group, which is Beck's Creations, just like it is on here. It is a private group. And I can invite you in if we're friends on Facebook. So just let me know if you want to be added. Also, I came on a little early so I can share a Goodwill haul that I picked up yesterday while I was out in Lexington getting my driver's license renewed, which that's something else. With my white hair and the white background of the driver's license, it's hard to see where my face stops and the background begins because it's all washed out. I need to grab one thing. Later this month, I'm going to my youngest sister's house and we're going to celebrate my niece's birthday. And I'm going to do one of my mini cakes. So while at the thrift store, I picked up a plate. I like to do this because then I can just leave the plate with the leftover cake and I don't have to bring it back home. And Kayla can have the plate. So I saw this beautiful rainbowy plate and my mini cake will just fit in the middle here. And they're kind of tall, little mini cakes, but it's always enough for the group of us to have a little piece of cake and whatever. And this is a plate Kayla could use for whatever she wants. It's probably an 8-inch plate in diameter or across, yeah, words and stuff. So that's what I got that plate for. And I'm going to put it back in the hutch so it doesn't get dirty again. All right, and then the other things I picked up at the Goodwill is I got another one of the Barbies like this. These are my favorite Barbies. I need to back out stuff because their knees bend, their hips bend, their arms are ball jointed. They can move their elbows and their hands can be very expressive. So she can look like she's talking with her hands. So I just need to make her an outfit. Actually, I have an outfit, but I think I'd like to wash her hair. Dish soap or even like regular baby shampoo is the best thing to use on their hair. And then fabric softener, like for laundry. And it softens the hair and keeps it from tangling up. And I paid $1.89 for her yesterday. So she's going to get a bath before I put her dress on. I have a spare dress so she can do twinsies with her other doll friend. I'm going to back out just a little bit. I forgot I went in tight to do that video this morning. Let's see. And I've got a large Howard unit sitting here wanting attention, so he may stick his face in apparently. All right, and then I want to pick up some inexpensive frames here and there, and this one was just real pretty. It's actually not totally black and gold. This in here is a deep red, which is hard to see. Let's see if we can. Sorry, Howard. If you want to look out, you'll have to go over there. It's just really bright. There you can kind of see it's a red tone. But I've been getting all this wonderful art from different people, and I want to get it in frames. So I picked this one up. It's a 5x7, and it is a tabletop, but it also has the hangers. And I got it for $1.89. Plus, yesterday was Old Fart Tuesday, so I got 25% off. So I got that. And then the last thing I picked up is this easy quilting circle cutter. Rotary cut circles up to 10 inches for quilting, crafts, and art projects. Let me get something to open this with. I understand why they put the tape on, but I really hate it. Let's see. There we go. So there we go. And it'll cut a 2 to a 10-inch circle. And it shows you how to do it. You can make yo-yos with it. Or if you needed just circles, you could do circles. So, and for $2.89, I couldn't really pass it up. So that will go with my quilting tools on my little rolly cart here. So I'm going to slide that away. It has been assimilated. This, I'll clean the glass and everything before I put something in it. I got to look through the art that's been sent to me and see what will fit in a 5x7 5x7 frame. Let me see if I turn this a little bit. Is that a little less glary? Yeah. All right. So in my group, in the file section, there's a file or a document, 52 prompts to make your own deck. And I've printed it off and I've numbered them, and I numbered them kind of weird. So they're not in exact order as to what's on the site, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It just means we're going to have fun. So hi, Dawn and Ann and Marty and Leah and Nashwa and Kathy Whitney. I'm glad you got your baskets, Kathy. And Mina got hers. So those have all been taken care of. I don't know if I shared these the other day. You know, Hobby Lobby's been doing their big clearance, and I did go in there and I walked around just to see what's in there. And, you know, every time I go in there, I'm like, these prices are crazy, and I could make that. But I did find two things. A Be Kind stamp for 87 cents. They're doing their clearance. And then this handmade with love, but it's a heart, for $1.24. So I like word stamps like that, because you can put a message on the outside of an envelope so easy that way. And that was all I picked up while I was in there. Forgive me if I get lost along the way. My brain is a little on the foggy side. So bear with me, and we will do our best to play. I found some brown paper when I was cleaning up. I must have gotten it at the thrift store. It's kind of thin, but I think I can still do a prompt game okay. Hi, Raul. Okay, let me wipe the cat hair free. The cats have been very, very much little nurses and staying with me and everything. And my mother-in-law has been worried about me, and she's been calling me each day to check on me, because I refused to go over there Sunday because I felt like I was very contagious on Sunday, running a fever and everything. And I definitely didn't want to make a 95-year-old woman ill with this stuff. So Scott was feeling well enough. He went over and sat and talked with her for a few minutes. So I am hoping to go this week and to see her, because her whole week revolves around waiting for us to visit on Sunday. But if we visit more often than that, then she gets upset because we're visiting too often. Is something wrong? Do we think something's wrong? You know, that age, you know, when we start reaching over 80s, not being negative or anything, everything becomes a big concern. You know, whether you're not getting called or you're getting called more often, there's something behind it. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that's had to deal with an elderly parent or grandparent, you'll understand. This is like my third time through dealing with somebody that's reaching those issues. And the first time I was like 15 years old. I was trying to go to high school, trying to be a kid, but I was never allowed to do anything because I had to get back home to be with grandma. So yeah, it's tough. Um, I held a lot of resentment for a lot of years about not having a childhood, about never truly being able to be a kid. But that now I'm thankful for that time I had with my grandmother because um, it was time I would never have had I been out doing all the things, and being a kid. So I can't be resentful about time I had with her. So I hope that I'm going off. Let's play. Let's play. Hi, Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I got me another Barbie. I love these are my favorite ones because their hands are so expressive. And yes, she's naked. I gotta clean her up and put some clothes on the woman. The other two are over there. They're talking to each other. Let me get them. See, these two, they sit over in a basket on this blanket that I made for them to sit on. And they do this all day long. They just sit there and talk about me. I know that's what they're doing. And this one, she doesn't have. So when she's going up like this, she looks like she's about to hit her friend. But this, I just love the expressiveness of their hands. Just love it. So anyway, I have another brown dress like this one that other blondie can wear once I get her through the bath. It'll make you guys not be able to see me. You have to look at the wall and talk about me that way. All right. So if anybody wants to play along, put a speech bubble over their heads, that would be funny. Let's play so that I don't have to continually talk because, yeah. All right. So it needs to stay right there. That way, you guys are seeing what I'm going to do. All right, I have printed off the prompts from my Facebook group. It's just a list of prompts. And you can see I forgot they were on the back. And at the time, it only had 50, so I added 2 more. So let's do 10 prompts. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the prompts. And this is a piece of watercolor, 11 by 15. We're going to do these prompts. And we're creating a background. Just pretend we're doing a masterboard. And then we are going to chop these up into 1 3/4 by 1.5 inch little rectangles. And then I will print these off again on sticker paper. And then I can put the prompts on the backs of my tiny squares, and then we'll forever have a deck of these cards that I can pull out and we can play a game with. So if you guys want to do that, that's my plan. All right. So what I need you guys to do is give me 10 prompt numbers. And all you're going to do is give me numbers between 1 and 52 until we have 10 numbers. Okay. So we got 5 and 17 and 49. 50, 45, 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. The 8 makes 7, 11. That makes 8, 9. One more. That should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 33. All right. So prompt 1 is number 5. And number 5 is magazine images. And I'll put these prompts in the description box after I sign off. Magazine images. Keep in mind, these are going to be chopped up. So it doesn't really matter what you do. Images. Now for Becky to find images. I gotta move my stitch book. I had it open over there drying. And you and I need to do the Matchbox project. So I can get those out of my way. Oh, this is cool. All right. And we'll save the black and white images for my black and white journal. I got some images. Might give me a I'm going to just cover it in magazine images and just glue them down and cover it. And then we'll do the remaining on top of the magazine images. This will give it a real firm basis, I'm telling you. All right, let's put the smaller ones and put the big ones on here. None of this is going to really be seen by the time we're done, and it won't matter. I think it'll lead to some very unique backgrounds. Give me a reason to use up some of these larger images. Oh, how cool is that? And I'll save the smaller images for other projects. So I'm just going to glue all this down on here. Now, what should I glue with? I bet my glue brush is glued to the bottom of my pot out there in the kitchen because it stays by the sink. I'm just going to glue those down. This is a little thicker paper. I might save it for another one. I think those that I have will cover it. And I'm just going to use Mod Podge because it's handy. Here, and I'll grab my glue brush. We're at that point where it's heat in the morning, AC in the afternoon and evening. And this definitely does not feel like March 1st to me. I'm in a sundress, for crying out loud. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. And man, you can tell it's been a long time since I've done anything because that lid was on there tight. All right, let's just spread some of this stuff here. This may take forever at the rate this brush is. Boy, you can tell this brush has seen better days. If you guys didn't catch Peg Robinson's video yesterday on, she does this thing, Let's Taco Tuesday, and she shares, something, either something she's purchased that she wants to share or a technique or something. It's just something she wants to talk about, but she calls it Let's Taco Tuesday. Let's talk about it Tuesday or something like that. And she had some Paul Rubens watercolors in neons, and they were so intense. They've gone on my Amazon wish list. Oh my gosh, I just fell in love. I was like, these are amazing. They would add a pop of intense color to anything you did. Let's use this creepy eyeball thing. It's a bird's eye with a mosquito on it. I think Mary sent it to me because she said it creeped her out too much. And I said, I think it's cool. You can send it to me. So she did. And now I'm using it on a background where it's not going to be seen very much by the time we're done. So don't be afraid of the creepy. Let me get a something to smooth this off. That's right. I cleaned my Bondo spreader. Isn't that awesome? So now I don't get blobs, at least until I gum it up again. I could be using Yes Paste, but oh, hey ho, what do you know? Oh, thank you, Dee Dee. That was very sweet. Thank you. Yes, the substrate is 11 by 15. It's a piece of watercolor. I'm getting shadows like crazy. It's having some issues. I got a little bit on the top of it. It'll be all right. But we haven't done a game in like forever. And so I said that would be something I could do, that I could go quiet periodically and it would be okay. Because talking releases the dogs, as you could say. I love these little girls. They look so happy. And I went to the highway department yesterday, dreaded it the whole way out there, and everything has changed so much since the last time I had to go and get my driver's license renewed. I got lost going to some place I've gone probably 80 times in my lifetime, either for myself or somebody else, and I just couldn't believe I got lost. But Scott said, everything's changed a lot out there. And I'm like, you're not kidding. It has changed a lot. Absolutely a lot. But I got in there, and I tell you one thing about the pandemic, it's gotten the highway department to be a whole lot more efficient. I was in and out of there in less than 30 minutes. I was shocked. Because usually it's like, you got to stay out there an hour. They got it down to a T now. Very proud of the young people working out there. And I'll cut away anything that hangs off the page. No worries there. And I'm not even worried that it's rippling a little bit, because that's what? Texture, right? And I might tear this one in half, right where it's folded. Whoops. Didn't mean to tear Dad's legs off. Here you go. Sorry, Dad. We're going to put the little girl up there and put Dad down here. But my mother-in-law, she's very sweet. She's been checking on me every day and very worried about me. Stick the little girl up here. Oh, that's not stuck down right there. Well, maybe it is now. These could be some very interesting cards. Keep trying to remind myself that most of it's going to be covered up anyway. And if you make the cards, if you're playing along, or even if you're just doing a background, I'd love to see it. Noe did a beautiful, very short flip of a off your table kind of journal where she just put it together, and she did like orange and yellows on the left page and blues and greens on the right. So there was like this theme of color going back and forth throughout, and it was very pretty using just her scraps from her table. I'm going to cut this big ornate, nothing I would ever wear piece of jewelry or whatever it is. You know, you cut these things out of the magazines, and you never know when you might use them. I think I'll glue that one right there. Put a little glue on the back of this. We'll cover up some of the ugly mosquito. Oh, the people behind our garage that have the nasty falling in pool. Well, the mosquito factory has started, and we can't go in our backyard without being eaten alive. I mean, absolutely alive. And these mosquitoes are huge. That reminds me, I need to get the dog to the vet so I can get her Brevetco on so she doesn't get bit by those nasty buggers. Because, you know, that's how dogs get heartworms, you guys, is from mosquitoes. So if you think you're safe, all your dog has to do is get bit by one infected nasty mosquito. And heartworms are not cheap to get rid of. And I won't trim any of this away until I'm done. So I'll end up with some painty bits. I'm sure it'll be bonus material. Will be cut away from the edge. And you guys know what I do with that, right? Anybody that's been around knows I turn all those little bits into cards in some way or another. I usually always do. Whoops. I got one more piece, and I'm going to use these because I pulled them out. And I'm just going to plop this down here in the middle somewhere because I'm cutting these up into 1.5 by 1 3/4 inch tiny little prompt cards. And I will probably shrink my prompt list down a little bit when I print them off on sticker paper so that they'll fit on those tiny cards. Interesting background. All right. So now we need to go to the second one, but I need a wet one. And I'm beginning to think I'm out because I'm not easily spotting them. You know, when you're sick and you still want to do something and you pull stuff out and you do stuff and then you don't feel well enough to put it away, that's what's happened in my space. I'll do the old-timey wet one. I wet a paper towel. I just want to get some of the Mod Podge off my fingers and off the lid of the jar so I don't glue it down. I had a piece of wax paper on it, but yeah, that didn't work out. All right, so prompt 1 was magazine images. Prompt 2, y'all said 17. Use gold or copper. Use gold or copper. This is going to be interesting. So gold or copper. What do we want to do with gold or copper? What do you guys think we ought to do? Let's see. Let me see which one I find first, gold or copper. The metallics are separate. So I think this is copper. It is copper. So copper, and do we want a stencil? Hi, Journey. Hi, Gail. Hi, JL. How are you? JL, Greg got in 2 praying mantis egg pods, and he released those out back. And but I'll look and see about the dragonflies. I know we get a lot of dragonflies, you know, but they probably come from the cement pond back there too. But yeah, I'm trying to think, what would we like to do with the copper paint? JL Johnson is Janice. Yeah, JL. I just wrote it all together. Yeah, these mosquitoes are vicious. I'm going to stencil with the copper, you guys. And I think I'm going to use one of my big stencils. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, let's just use it. I'm going to use one of these. I got these off Amazon, and you get like, oh, I can't even remember how many, but a whole bunch of different doilies. They're awesome. I love them. You guys, if you don't mind listening to me suck on a cough drop, I'm going to grab a cough drop real quick because, yeah, Mr. Scratchy's back. It's sugar-free cough drop. I bought those Mucinex lozenges for Scott, and he said, those are absolutely disgusting. So I'm not to buy those again. He said they were just vile. I'm just going to put this on here. Some wax paper so I'm not totally wasting it. I usually will work on my drop paper. Uh-oh, I've glued to the table. Well, there's no trimming that away later, is there? Right. Let's just put some of this down here. Have you guys noticed that the makeup sponges at the dollar store have gotten very full of holes, airy? They're not solid like they used to be. Everybody's going cheap or going home, I guess. That's the bad thing about the magazine paper. It always wants to resist things like paint. But perseverance will pay off. We'll get it to take it. My ex-coworker / manager, she posted a picture today and said Michael's has $10 grab boxes where they've taken the stuff from out of season, and she posted a picture. So I was like, I don't need $10 worth of stuff in a box. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. So I'm not going. But they'll go quickly. There's a couple ladies, they'll buy the whole boxes. All of them. They'll just buy all of them. And I'm just going to put this here and there. But I do want to have a little bit of it represented on most of the little blocks. But it doesn't hurt if it doesn't either. That one you can't even see. Hi, Natty. Hi, Mitts. So glad so many people are here today. I've missed you guys. But between me being sick and Scott being sick, all you would have heard is us barking. He is back to work, and I don't know if anybody else is running into this like we are, but both Greg and Scott are experiencing this, is they don't have enough work to keep everybody a full 8 to 10 hours. Greg was working a lot of hours near Christmas, but now they're not. And he works in a pet supply warehouse and moves dog food and cat food and other pet materials. The other day, they got in food for the lions and food for boa constrictors. So they get all kinds of food through there. And at about 2 o'clock this morning, he usually works 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. 4 days a week. And last night they called him over to the desk at 2 a.m. and told him to leave. And then they called another lady and told her to leave. They didn't have any work for him. And then Scott's been running into that too on his day job. So it's made for some tight paychecks for everybody, but we manage. They claim they can't hire anybody, but then when they get people, there's no work for them and they get sent home early. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that. I think I'm going to let that go and say I've done that prompt. I mean, we don't have to put the prompts over the entire surface. The whole idea is just to have a hint of each prompt on there. So I hope you guys are ready to go. I'm going to clean some of this metallic paint off from here. I do like to try to get a lot of it off my stencils. And then I'll just lay this aside to dry off outside its pocket. I'll probably have to go get me another homemade wet one. Oh, we've got Kathy here too. Did I miss somebody coming in? Hello, Kathy. There you are. All right, prompt 3. You guys said 49, so that'll be back here. 49 is use a stencil. Well, we can use another stencil. Use a stencil. And usually when I have that, I just choose a color out of whatever's in the background. So I think I'll do the blue because it'll go with the copper. So let me grab a different stencil. Let's see here. Oh, I like this one. This one is a designed by Jane, Crafter's Workshop, mini mod spirals. Crafter's Workshop, mini mod spirals. And I said I'd use a blue. I got 2 tuna cans here. I keep saying I'm going to make pin cushions with. And all I do is they're in my way. Let's use some of this dollar store art acrylology blue. I'm going to use the same sponge, so it'll probably have a little copper in it too. Dawn's saying hello to everybody that's coming in that she missed. Ooh, this is some weird paint. Oh, well. Oh, it's really weird. That's strange. Glad it only cost me $1, $1.25, whatever. That's some weird paint. I have a basket full of odds and end paint where it's just got either a little bit of paint left in it or it's been watered down already. I was thinking of doing a gel plate printing session as well as printing without a gel plate type situation, because you don't always have to have a gel plate to make your own painty papers. Somebody else said somebody else had done a video just the night before I had talked about it in Ann and Carol's, and that they had done that already. And of course, I have different things than they did, so I think I'm still going to do that, either as a video or as a standalone. Not sure yet. Oh, sorry about the lozenge sounds I'm making, but sure is making my throat feel better. I'm at that phase of this illness where I still need to take something for to thin things down, but it makes your throat dry. Am I going to make more baskets? I still have the jade and black and the yellow and kind of a earthy green color baskets left, but I am going to make more because they work up fast and they're fun to make. I think that's all I'm going to do on that. I really love this stencil a lot. It won't hurt if some gets on the back of my cards, because I usually will paint the back of my when I'm doing to make like a deck of cards, I usually paint the back of the whatever. That is just the coolest stencil. Very happy to have that one in my collection. All right, so we've done the stencil, and I used blue. So now we need to do, what did you guys say? Number 4 will be number 50 is red. It just says red. Red. Well, what do I have that's red? I like to make lines, so I think I'll get some red paint. And I have this Color Shift red paint. And I think I'll make lines with my Bondo spreader. I'm not up on to any of the new products. I'm so trying to use what I have before it goes bad. I mean, it's no point in buying it if I'm just going to let it go bad. I need to just do some crazy projects and use them up. I might have to hit this with a heat gun before we can go any farther. I have a local crafting friend, and she always posts pictures of her little girl and what her little girl chooses to wear to school. And it's so cute. The combinations the little girl comes up with are so cute. Yesterday was Spring Picture Day, and she had on a peace-loving t-shirt with peace signs on it. And then she wore a matching peace necklace that I guess she came across when her mama was helping her clean her room. She's 6, you guys. So, yeah, it was so cute. I just love seeing what she comes up with. She's a very creative little girl. She gets it from her mama. I think it's important to let them express themselves when they're little like that. Let them be kids. Let them choose the weird outfits and all that kind of stuff. They're only little once. Let them enjoy it. All right. That is a cool color. I need another paper towel or something. I'll use a tissue since it's handy. Ugh, I gotta go grocery shopping. Anybody want to do it for me? Ugh, hate grocery shopping anymore. All right, you guys. So that was 4. So number 5, you gave me 45. And that's on the back side. And 45 says, use a fine liner. Use fine liner. If you don't have an actual fine liner, I have those. I don't either. I have the little bottles, and I don't know if these are going to work or not because they've been made for a while. I have these little bottles that you can get from Amazon. And I don't know if these are going to work. Let's see if anything will come out. Nope, that one, the paint's not even moving. Let me see if any of these will work. Well, let's see here. Oh dear, it's separated. I don't know if these are going to work. I might have to quickly fill another one. I don't know if this is going to work or not. It's separated and I couldn't get it to shake back together. But let's see here if we can just do. Let's do some little circles. Or ovals or whatever these are. My hand's not steady enough today to get perfect little circles. And again, as long as I've done the prompt, it's not going to matter if they're perfect. I think once you do it a few times, then it's like your muscle memory takes over and says, oh, we're doing circles. That's right. We can do circles. You can do anything you want. If you want to do squiggly lines like that, you can. As long as you've used a fine liner. If you don't have a fine liner or a nozzle bottle, just make some squiggly lines with whatever you got. I kind of like the squiggly lines better than the circles. That makes it look like she's got a mustache. Oh, well. We're cutting these up, so it won't matter. All right, so that's it. I'm done with that. And those will need a good clean out and refill. All right, I'm going to use my heat gun. So heat gun alert. Get it over here. We'll dry it a little bit. Oh, stuck my hand right in the red paint. Oh, well. I just thought it would be fun to make another little deck to add to our decks of cards that we use for prompt games. And if you didn't have a deck of cards, this could be your very first deck you make yourself. I don't know if that white paint's going to adhere or not because all of the clear stuff was in the tip of the fine liner bottle. It was in the nozzle, so it all came out before the paint. So I don't know if it's going to do or not. All right. So that was 5. We're halfway through. Yeah, a fine paint pen would be perfect, Brenda. If that's all you've got, use it. And thank you, Janet, for putting in all the prompts for us. Thank you. In all the guides that I did. All right, prompt 6. You guys said 25. 25 says, splatter with a burnt orange. I don't know why I got so specific. Splatter with a burnt orange. I wonder if I put this list together during the autumn or something. With a burnt orange. See if I can move this without getting... Burnt orange. Burnt orange. That's a terracotta. It's kind of burnt orange. And I want a fan brush. Like right here. Oh, I just saw the other one that I use all the time. All right, let me go get some water. All right. sponge in that water too, so it doesn't get totally stuck down. And then let's put a little, actually this is called toasted terracotta, but close enough. And I don't need a lot of paint because we're just going to splatter with it. And then add some water to make it splattery. Is that a word? Splattery. It is now. All right. Then I'll just splatter, 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 splatter. Sorry. Trying to use up all the splattery bits here. That was weird that I was so specific. You have to use a burnt orange. What in the world? Anyway. So sorry. Heat gun alert. Because that'll move all over the place if I don't. And I don't know what the next one is. We only have 4 left to do. This is very busy. I thought for sure we would have covered up most of the magazine images, but I'm kind of glad that we haven't. And I might even run these through the, oh, now the word is escaping me. Put plastic on the outside of them. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just to protect the magazine images. Of course, I don't know what we're going to do next. Good enough. Good enough. I got it at work. All right, number 7. You guys gave me number 8. Add texture paste through a stencil. Add texture paste through a stencil. Okay. I'm looking for a specific stencil. There we go. The art is just another way of expressing blah, 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 blah. So then I've got a palette knife here. I just need something textury, and I think I just put paint on my nose. So if I leave the house, I should check my face first. Deco Art Media modeling paste. Are you still good, or have you gone south? Nope. I think it's still good. Yeah. So let's just randomly put some words on here. And I'm not even worried if I get everything. You know, I just want to get some modeling paste through a stencil. This stuff is pretty cool. Laminating. That's what I was thinking I'd do, is laminate these. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to move this aside and I'll stick my knife in the water. These chickens that you see here, I saw on Pinterest, and I just started doodling them. If you get stuck for doodles, Pinterest is a wonderful black hole to fall into for doodling ideas. Because basically all you have to do is look at the picture and see what they've done. All right. And I think I'm going to be right back. All right. Old-timey wet one. Went and got a wet paper towel. All right. Let's dry this a little bit. That looks pretty cool with the words on there through this stencil. And, you know, if you let it dry and it's still raised a little, you could take like Rub and Buff or even a little gold paint and just go over just the surface of the letters a little bit, and it makes them pop. Just an idea. Or black paint, whatever you want to do. I kind of like the stark whiteness against all this color. And I love this DecoArt medium modeling paste. It stays, it doesn't spread out or squeeze under your stencil. I really like that. I might have to, when that gets empty, I'm going to buy some of that. Add it to my wish list to remember I want to get some more. And I could clear coat this too as a way to protect it. And I might do that instead of laminating them this time. Just roll some clear coat on it, and then I'll set it aside to dry before I cut it up and make it into cards. But again, I'm going to cut this up into, on the 11-inch side, I'll cut every 1 3/4 inches. And on the 15-inch side, I'll cut every 1.5 inches. And I should end up with 60 little teeny cards. So I'll have 8 more than I need for the prompts. So I could come up with 8 more prompts and just add them in. And they'll be just a tiny little deck. If you want to make yours bigger, you'll have less cards. I was just trying to come up with enough cards to have for all 52 prompts. And if you roll your clear coat on instead of using a paintbrush, it goes on smoother and it has less opportunity to liquefy anything that's water soluble. Shell C taught me that one. She says if you roll it on, it works better. All right, prompt 8. You guys gave me number 11. And it says Sharpie through a stencil. Boy, we're working our stencils today. Sharpie through a stencil. Again, these prompts are in my group in the file section. Sharpie through a stencil. So it needs to be something kind of open. And I'm thinking just some ovals and circles would be cool. And easy. Because my voice is trying to quit. So I've got this. This is a creative memory stencil. And I'm thinking I will just, and hope I'm not ruining my Sharpie. Oh, that modeling paste is still a little on the wet side. I have a sign on my front door. It says, no solicitations, but I don't think young people know what that means because they still ring my doorbell. I feel like the only thing I want to come to my door is friends and things I've ordered. I don't want random sellage. I'm sorry. I guess I just don't want that. And I think the modeling paste is still wet. Maybe I should use, I have Sharpie paint pens too. Let me see if I can find one of those. That marker may be shot. Let's see. This is a Sharpie. Oh, I have black. Let's see if these are still good. Let's see. It's hard to believe this is the prompt that's holding me up. You know what? I am not going to worry if the circles are perfect at this point. If I can just get a little inkling of the paint, I'll be happy. I'm sorry if I've missed things in chat. I'm having trouble multi-doing today. No, they wanted to sell me solar. A lot of the neighbors are getting the solar things on the roof, but our plan is not to stay here, so. I think next summer we're going to take a trip to Tennessee. Oh, my stomach's growling. Hush. All right, let's just put a few more over here. It's just gumming the tip all up. Good enough. I'm just trying to avoid the stuff I used in the stencil. At this rate, I'm just trying to get a little bit of black on the page here and there. Keep reminding myself it's all getting chopped up anyway. It doesn't matter. So you'll see just a little bit of those. All right, that needs to be wiped off. I need to spend time just cleaning. All right. I'm calling that good enough. Good enough. You're using a food ball pen and it goes over everything. Loving it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool indeed. All right, number 9. You guys gave me number 2. Number 2 says, add bling or glitter. Add bling or glitter. I would think I will go with the glitter because I've got all this liquid stuff here. I have so many of these that just need to be used up. So even if I can just like, I don't know if this will even come out. Oh, there's some coming out. I'll just do some little splotches of glitter here and there. Maybe. I don't think there's much left in this. Use it or lose it. I think I may have already lost this one. It's okay. I'm going to set this aside to dry somewhere anyway. I don't think I'm going to get any more out. Yay, I've used something up. Woohoo! If you guys don't follow Ellen Crimmy Trent, she does some amazing watercolors. When Mom was here, we would watch her and do watercolors along with her. And I bought Mom all this watercolor stuff. And Mom, if you're watching, pull out the watercolor stuff and use it. Oh, good. Here's some more. It's actually got some stuff in it. Well, the problem with these little bottles is I don't have that much strength in my fingers. And they just aren't wanting to do. All right. I'm going to leave that one. I'm just grabbing random things out of my jar. or drawer. Hi, Sharon. If I missed anybody coming in, I'm sorry. Welcome. There's some blue glitter. We'll just put some splodges down. Now see, that one was working good, so I can get some blobs here and there. This will definitely have to sit somewhere and dry, and I hope we don't have to do anything on the last prompt that is too can't be put down quickly. Let's see. Oh, and then I have like the loose glitters here. I have all kinds of stuff in this drawer. Maybe we'll just tap some on and it'll stick in some of this other. Add a little bit of more bling, blingity bling. Where else? There's some right there. There's some right there and right there. Just to add a little extra bling to it. And whatever's just laying on the surface, when I roll clear coat over it, that'll spread it on around and make my cards all glittery. Good enough. Good enough. Kathy says she'll be right back. All right. Last prompt, number 10. You guys gave me 33. And that is on the back of the sheet. And it says, add circles. The last one is add circles. So, okay, we'll add some more circles. Add circles. Let me put some of this stuff away as I go. And I'll just use a bit of PVC pipe or something like that I can just dip in the paint. I got 2 different size PVC circly bits. And if it picks up some of these other paints, I'm okay with that too. I didn't quite get it totally coated. There we go. Kind of matches her glasses. The modeling paste makes it hard to get a full-on circle. That's perfectly fine too. And it's been kind of a circle themed day on this piece. I think I'd like some bright red circles too. Let me see what I can get to here. Like I said, I have got to go back through my space here and do a quick clean up. I've brought some fabric boxes out here to go through and pull stuff for Project Dress a Girl and that kind of thing. So I'm going to set this piece aside and let it get totally dry. Probably won't get back to it until day after tomorrow or something, so it's fully dry. And then I will roll it with clear coat, and then I'll give it a couple days to dry again. And then I will make it into the cards by cutting it apart into those 1.5 by 1 3/4 inch rectangles. All right, so I'm going to set this aside to dry. So that's my background. And Janet's fixing to drop the the whole list. All right, so let's use up the rest of our paint here. I'll set this over here. And I do need to clean up. And I've got all this paint, and I've got an empty drop cloth. Sometime I'll glob paint down like this, and then when I'm sitting on the phone talking to somebody, I'll start doodling. And before you know it, some odd woman appears with blue face and green hair or whatever. I think the drop paper is important to have as a playground in special circumstances or stressful ones. Oh, I'm sorry, chickens, you're getting buried. Some people keep their wax paper. I am not one of those people. I have so much stuff that I'm just not going to keep it all. I just can't. I can't have a lot of clutter. I guess that's just something about me. Like if I create a space and I've boxed myself in like I had when I had my sewing machine table turned the other way, I felt very confined and I just couldn't do it. So I've switched it again. And I feel much better about it. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. I'll bring this back over so you guys can see it in the proper orientation. After I've clear coated, before I cut it apart, I'll flip it over and I'll just probably use water soluble stuff on the back just to give it a background color. And then I will adhere the prompts. I'll print them off on sticker paper and then I'll just stick them on the back. And we'll have us a new deck of cards that we can pull out and play. The clear coat, I just roll on and it keeps everything in place. It protects the magazine paper. It's really just a finish. If you don't want to clear coat, you don't have to. I generally do if it's something I'm going to use repetitively, like a deck of cards, or if it's a piece of art that's not going to be behind glass, I'll put a clear coat on it. Like if it's in a journal page, I would probably use clear coat. All right, guys, that's it. I want to thank you guys for being here. And I've reached the full capacity of my lungs and my throat. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. And thanks to Dee Dee again for the little little goodie in the chat. Thank you. Bye.